just gonna use one of these as my palette. So there we go. There's our little palette that we're gonna work with. I'm gonna zoom us in. Let me see if I can kind of, I'm gonna scoot this back just a hair. Let me get us set up just right. How about we scoot it there? And then, let's see here. Let's see how that does us. How about that? Let me get us set up a little bit better. Is that focusing too much on our little, let's see if I turn it over. Okay, I'm just getting us set up, guys. Bear with me. Can you see that pretty well? Okay, I feel like you can. Okay, so let's get started. Hey everybody. So if you're just coming in, my name is Tosharaenailed. I see we've only got one person, so welcome in. We are gonna get started with some nail art today. Let me show you what we're gonna be working with. I'm gonna back us up just a tad bit. These are the colors that we're gonna be using today, which I think will be a lot of fun. And I think I may throw in a bit of a off-white. Let me grab that real quick. Here we go. Kind of a milky white I'm gonna throw in here, okay? Actually, I've got another milky white that we can use. Let me see where she is. Let me grab my milky white real quick. Here we go. Yeah, Dreaming of Iceland. That'll be a good one. So these are gonna be, this is gonna be our color palette that we're gonna be working with today. I'm gonna go ahead and get my nail set up. So this is the little finger by Vita Bella. I just got her last week and I've been working with her. She's a lot of fun. I love her. I think she'll be really good for today. And we can actually end up putting like a couple of different finger tips on here. So let me get my little scissors. I'm just gonna clip off a little bit of this tape. This is gonna allow us to put our nail on here. So I'm just gonna put some of this tape right up here on our little fake nail. Let that kind of attach to it. While that's getting attached, I'm gonna grab my little tweezers so we can pull this off. And we also need a fingernail, so let me get that. Let's see, I've got a couple different fingernails in here. Let me see which one we want to use. Probably let's do a clear. How about that? Yeah, here we go. Okay, let me see if this one fits. Yeah, that's gonna fit really nicely actually. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of cut this down just a little bit. Let me put this in here. I wonder if we put her this way. I feel like I need a little bit bigger tip. Hang on. Let me get a bigger tip. We'll use our ultra clear. Hey everybody. It's good to see you. I hope that you're having a good day. Let's see. We'll use this tip right here. I think that'll be a good fit. Let's try it. Yeah, there's two of them in here, but I think that'll be a good fit. I'm actually gonna cut these down because we're gonna build an extension on here. But I do wanna cover up my nail pretty good. Okay, there we go. I think that'll be good. I'm gonna try it this way just to see if it's any better. It is actually. Okay, I'm gonna put it in backwards. All right, so let's go ahead and get this off. And I'll show you how you set this up. So we're just gonna peel this up by the corner. Sometimes, because they're sticky on there, you know how that can be. It can be a little difficult to get it separated from the sticky. But we'll get it. I may need to get my other tweezers here. It's It's wanting to come up. There we go. Okay. Now we can get started. Hey, sugar. Okay, so let's get this put on here. Get it pushed down real good. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down. I was gonna say cut it up. We're gonna cut this down. Just so that way she's a little easier to work with. There we go. Take her off. Okay. Let me get my little file. We're gonna shape this up real quick. So I'm just gonna kind of come in on the side. We're gonna build an extension of our own. Let's come in on this side. I'm gonna come in just a tiny bit more on my side. Okay, that should do us pretty good. So we're gonna pretend this is her natural nail. Okay. I can just kind of get her quickly buffed up here just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna build an extension just as we would as if it were a real nail. Okay. So let's start with getting her cleaned up with some alcohol or some swipe, either one. I like to use my YoungNails swipe. It's just gonna change the pH balance. I'm glad you're excited for it. I am too. I've been wanting to do my own nails, but I thought, you know what? Let me just do the practice hand before I sit down and do my own. That way, because I may come up with a better idea. You know what I mean? After like you practice a certain look and then you're like, you know what? I can do better. Okay. All right, so let's start off with, we're gonna clean up our cuticle area. And I'm also going to, as I go around to get the cuticle area, when I get over here to this side, I'm gonna go ahead and buff up the nail all the way across, and where I've missed any, come back over it, okay? So that's pretty good. We'll go one more time around the cuticle area, get in our little corners a little better. So she is prepped and ready to go. Let's get her cleaned off. Okay, we're gonna start with our protein bond. It's gonna help us with our attachment. Anytime we're gonna be extending the nail or putting on some gel, it's just gonna help with that adhesion. And I'm gonna start by putting it on the bulk of the nail. And then lastly, I'm gonna go around by the cuticle and the sidewalls, because you don't want it to flood it. Can you guys see okay? Or do I need to fix it? Is that better? Let me know if you feel like you can't see well. I'm not sure why, but I feel like it's kind of going a little fuzzy. But maybe once I get my hand up here around it, it'll straighten it out a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna get my palette and we're gonna put on some different colors here. So I'm using several cat eyes by Madam Glam. This one is Sweet Peony. I'm glad it looks good, good. Yeah, I was a little concerned that it was gonna not wanna zoom in on it. You know how that can happen. Hey, Cece. Okay, we've got Madam Glam in Cheshire Rose. Isn't that pretty? Or is it Cherished Rose? Cherished Rose. I'm thinking Cheshire Cat. That would be a cute name, though. Okay. So we've got our pink. Ooh, and then this one is going to be kind of a blue, but it's got a little bit of a green tint to it too. And it's called Serene Sky. Yes, I can definitely zoom in. Let's see if this helps. Is that better? Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? Put those up here. There we go. Look how pretty that is. I'm gonna put the magnet on just so you guys can see what it looks like with the magnet. I'm actually gonna be using it more so without the magnet today, but, whoops, I did the wrong way. Am I doing the wrong one? Let me see. There it goes. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Let's see if it wants to get it. Might not. Maybe it's the surface I've got it on. Kind of. Didn't want to get this one at all, though, does it? Let me try the other side. No, it wanted to keep it. Okay, we'll let it keep it. It's okay. All right, let's build our nail. So I'm gonna grab my Synergy Gel by YoungNails. And so I've got that ready. It's the Build Pink that I like to use. And my base gel also. Here we go. All right, I've got my little base gel. Okay, I'm gonna back up just a little bit so that maybe it will zoom in on here better. Okay. I'm gonna use a form to build this. Okay, I'm gonna just take my form, pop this off of here. We'll pop out our little button, that's what I call it. Put it on the back of our sticky, marry the two sides. Okay, and then I'm just gonna set it up here. On a person, you would definitely unhook these and put it on, but we're just gonna leave it together for this because it works better. Once you know you've got it right on the center, we can kind of squeeze this down. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. That looks good to me. Actually, it's a little bit to the side, hold on. I'm gonna have to hold it up here on this thing, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to hold it. Okay, that's all right though. We'll get on with it, okay. Okay, I'm gonna grab my, looks like I've had it on here, but it's a Build Pink by YoungNails. I've used it a lot. It's one of my favorites. Let me get this up here just right. I only need it to stay on for a minute, so. Okay, let's start by applying our gel. And I should have had my brush already out here, but I did not. Okay, now I'm good. All right, then I'm just going to attach this. Attach it to your side. If it wants to run, just tell it to hang on here. And then we're just gonna kind of pull it down and make sure we've got a good connection on the side. Get it as straight as you can. Okay, we'll pull that out. Okay, now I'm just going to, I'm gonna back us up just a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna wipe my brush off. Uh-oh, you see how it wants to do? We're gonna have a problem with that one. Okay, I'm gonna make sure it's connected better here. Just for while I work. Okay, I'm going to come here, come all the way up, and over here, all the way up. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more just right up here. Okay, she looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and nuke her how we have her. Let me get my little light. I'm gonna put my hand under just so she doesn't go dripping anywhere, just in case. I'm not gonna leave this on the full 60 seconds because I really just want it to stay in place for us. But normally you would nuke this for 60 seconds, but she'll stay in place though if you get her for about 15, or you could do 30 if you wanna be doubly safe. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Teresa. Okay, we're gonna go one more round with this gel. Actually, I'm grabbing the wrong gel already. I was already getting my base. I'm gonna do one more smaller dollop, just because I'm afraid she's gonna wanna slip off of here when I pull the form. I'm just gonna kind of pull it down because we don't really need it thick. I'm gonna wipe my brush off again. And we can come up and come up on the other side. Okay, then let's nuke it. So we'll get our light again. There we go. I'm just gonna get her a little bit better. Honey opal though would be a good idea. But yeah, this is the sticky tape on here so far that's holding our little finger. Okay, I'm gonna get some base gel and we're just going to apply our base all the way across our nail. And including on the natural nail. Let's give that a quick little set with our light. Okay, and I have a feeling, yeah, do you see how, you're gonna be able to see it, where this form dips down just a bit? Do you see that, how it goes from the natural nail down? That's only because this natural nail is actually a fake natural nail and it's a little bit higher. So I just need to add a little bit more just to kind of bridge this gap in here, okay? So normally you would not need to do this, but we're gonna have to. It's an easy fix though. So I'm just gonna kind of pull it straight out. We'll see if how that does us. I have a feeling though, we may have to do even more than that. We're gonna keep it at that though for now. Let's see how it does. Wow. This should be a fun live though, I think. I think it's gonna turn out real pretty. I love the colors we're using. So it should be a lot of fun. Okay, let's get our little form off. I'm just gonna give it a good squeeze. We're gonna pray she's well attached. Okay, come on now. There we go. Okay, there. We got it. Okay, let's get her trimmed up just a hair. Trim off the obvious parts that we don't want up there. Actually, I need my straight. Let me get my straighter. Here we go. My straighter edge. How about we go ahead and cap it off right about here, so that way she's long, but she's not something crazy, okay? Okay, there we go. She's long, but she's not doable. Okay, she's gonna come out all right. I have a feeling. I do wanna go ahead though and set her just a little bit better. Let me see how she is over here. Oh, she's got a pretty good hump still. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit thicker right in here. Okay, and then we're gonna cure her a good cure. Now, normally you will not be putting this much on your nail at this point. Okay, let me get it nice and kind of even. Pull it a little bit more down on this side. Okay, she looks good. Let's set her into place. I'm gonna give her a little bit longer of a cure just because I want her to be nice and firm before I start filing on her. Oh, this one is, this double-sided tape is from Vita Bella, which is the same company that, it's the company that, if you know who YoungNails is, she owns this company. So she's got some really, really great tape that's double-sided. And I think I got it from her TikTok shop, but you can also go to vitabella.com. And it works really well. You'll see as I'm working on this, it's gonna hold on real good, which I'm so glad because we needed something like that. Okay, I'm gonna go one more round with this light and then we're gonna get started. Just get her nicely set on here. I got this little light from Amazon. I think it was $9, but it works just fine. I just kind of have to charge it a lot, but it's kind of cute. I got this one, and then I've also got a more of just like a diamondy looking one. I think they're both really cute. All right, so let me get this cleaned up and we're gonna get it shaped up, okay? Put this up. All right, let's get our little pad so we can wipe this off. I'm just gonna set some of these over to the side. I'm gonna back up just a hair so you guys can see a little better while I do this. Okay, let me get my swipe. And I'm just doing this just to kind of clean it up. I'm gonna file it before I start working on it, so. All right. This is the Vita Bella tape I'm talking about. So it looks like this, and then you just peel back a little bit of this, nip it off, and stick it on there, pull this tape back, and you're good to go. And Vita Bella is spelled like this. Vedabella, okay? So you'll have to go check her out. I love her stuff. Okay, let me get my file. I'm just gonna use the little file I've been using. And let's get her kind of shaped up a bit. I'm not gonna shape her like as if this is our end shape. I'm just shaping it just so we have a little nicer shape to work with as we go. Okay, let me get the underside. Just kind of turn her to her side. And I'm gonna hang on to her while I get this. I feel like I'm kind of manhandling her, but it's okay. It just kind of looks that way. Okay, stay up there now for me. You've done a good job this week, little hand. Little finger. get this just a little bit better. And I'm just gonna kind of do, for our shape, I think we'll do, I'm gonna go in just a little bit more. We're gonna do just kind of a long almond. If I can get it up here, let's see. Let me turn her this way real quick just so I can kind of get her a little bit better shaped in here. I don't mind having a soft tip, but I want a little bit more pointed than that. So let's get the underside just a little bit. Okay, and this side. Okay, let me go back to client profile. There we go. I think that might be a good start. Well, let me see. I feel like she's a little, do you see where she's just a tiniest bit broad in here? Okay. And then this way, just the slightest bit in here. Okay, she's looking pretty good. I'm gonna lift her up from underneath. Because if you remember, we kind of had to lift her up to build her. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Let me. She's still just a little bit bulky right over here on this side. Let me get her just a tiny tad bit better. There we go. All right, she'll work. There we go. So you don't have to be perfect. We're just gonna try to set her up for success. Okay. It is gonna be beautiful. Thank you for having faith. You gotta keep the faith and sometimes in this process, right? Okay, let's get her cleaned up. I'm cleaning her up with my swipe, but really since she's just the mannequin hand, you can use alcohol. Either way. Okay, get on up there. Okay, I'm just gonna use my little e-file to kind of smooth out her surface a little bit better. Just her little surface on top. I'm just gonna go at a really low speed. No big deal. She's got a tiny hump here where she meets up with the nail. And she may have a little one just because, like I said, that the faux nail is a little bit thicker than what I normally work with. Okay. Let's just make her a little smoother on here. I like to work with a pretty smooth surface as much as I can to start off. Okay. We didn't build a real thick base layer though, so I do want to be a little careful not to take it too short. Okay. All right, let's get started with our color. How about that? I'm gonna put my hand back behind this finger so that way you guys can see a little bit better. Got my colors here. Let's see. Okay, let's try it like that. Okay, I'm going to brush off just a little bit of my brush here. And let's dip into our pink. How about we start with that one? And I'm gonna go at an angle, kind of like an S. If you can kind of keep it in an S kind of pattern, no matter where you start or where you're going to, if you can kind of keep that first color kind of in an S shape, it will set you up for good success here. Like that. Okay. Then let's put in, how about we put a little bit of purple. And if we keep it really thin, it'll look kind of jellyish, you know? We'll put a little bit of purple over here. And then I want to go in with my green. How about we go back here with the green? When I was first thinking about what I wanted to do today, I was kind of thinking of like maybe a little bit of a peacock kind of design, like with colors. And then the more I looked at those, at the pink and the purple, I was like, oh no, I definitely want to do with the pink and the purple too. Okay. So just really easy. We're keeping it real light with our colors. Yeah, that's pretty. I like those colors. What do you guys think of the colors? Let me zoom you in a little bit more. She's got a little split down her right here. Don't worry about it. It's just from the fake hand. What do you think about the colors so far? Pretty? You love the purple? I do too. They're so pretty. Let's put a little bit more purple. How about that? Put some more purple in here. And how about a little bit more right in here? There we go. Okay. Let's nuke this just a little bit with our little light. Just kind of get her set in place. Okay, that should do us pretty good. All right, let me grab one more. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one. It's got some glitter and it's gold. This one is called 24 Karat by Madam Glam. And I'm just gonna use it to come in the tiniest bit and add just a little bit of some lines. Just a little bit. You can get any of your little fine detailers. And how about we do kind of a line coming up this side. Just a really fine line. Just to kind of highlight that side. And then I'm going to kind of drag it through here just a little bit. Just like that, just a little bit of we're just kind of hitting little points. Ooh, that's so pretty. I'm gonna put some, just a little tad bit over here too. Oh, that's pretty. What do you guys think so far? Okay, I'm gonna set her in place. You love the gold? I do too. I love the sparkles. I'm gonna put a little bit more over here where it's just kind of, there's kind of like a little hole, I feel like. We'll just fill it with the gold. Just kind of come up on the side just a little bit. And I'm just gonna wrap, just kind of start the wrap around. And I like too that we've got a little bit more gold over here and a little bit more gold over here because that's really gonna kind of counterbalance it, right? Just kind of balance it a little bit better. The gold helps a lot, yeah. We're gonna add some more sparkle too, so I didn't want to put too much gold, but for now, yes, that it is gonna help us, huh? Thank you, Sugar, too, for welcoming everybody in. You're so sweet. And everybody, if you're not following Sugar here in our comments, you'll have to go follow Sugar to Clips, okay? She's got a great channel. She does really, really long, beautiful nails. They're super pretty. Okay, so we've got that. Let's get into some glitter for ourselves. Let me show you what I've got in the way of glitter. I'm just gonna back us up. Whoa, there we go. Okay, let me grab my glitters. And these are gonna be new glitters, okay? I just got some of these in. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna play with, but let me show you some of our options. I just got some new glitters from YoungNails sale. Ooh, these are pretty too. So I figured we would use some of these. Okay, let's see, what do we wanna use? I feel like, let me get in here. This one, let me show you what these look like so we can get a good look. I can tell my camera is gonna wanna be a little goofy. You like them? I know, aren't they pretty? Let me tell you what the name is first before I open this. This one is Inside Voice. Oh, it's pretty, guys. Ooh. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gonna look really pretty on here. Because look at that color, wow. I think that's really gonna bring out our green. Do you see that green flash? It could though change once we get it on there, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm just gonna set that right there. Let me open this one and we'll see what this one looks like. This one is Diamond Dust. Let's see what she gives us. My dog is having a fit in the background. She's playing with the cat, so if you hear something crazy, it's nothing serious. Okay. Oh, Diamond Dust is pretty. She almost has like some hollow flash. Do you see that? Just multiple colors. Oh, I don't know which one now. Okay. Then let's do, oh my goodness. Okay, this one's pretty, but I feel like the chunks might be a little bit bigger than what I want to use on this one, but let's look at it. This one is called Starseed. These are some that I've wanted for a long time. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's pretty. Wow. Oh, she's gorgeous. Whatever we don't do on this nail, we may do on our next nail. How about that? That way, if there's something we don't use, we can definitely see how it looks. This one is Wedding Rumors. I tried to pick out some that I didn't have that would kind of go to enhance any color, really. Oh, that's gorgeous. Nice. All right, and oh, we got two more. Okay, two more colors. This one, the next one that we're gonna look at is peace. So peace like, hey, peace man, and peace like a piece of pie. Oh yeah, she's pretty too. She's got a little bit more gold in her, doesn't she, than that last one we looked at. Okay, let's set that there. This one's got some purple. It is Bounce House. Ooh, that's pretty though. It's kind of glow in the dark, isn't it? Oh, I love glitter. Okay, I may set her to the side for a minute, but she might be very pretty in here. Let's try. I'm gonna take our little palette here. We're gonna zoom in and let's try some of these in here. Here we go. Hopefully I don't make anybody sick by doing this. Okay, let me go like that. I've got some actually on my hands. Let me just dust off this one. Okay, so we kind of get some flashes of that one. See what happens here. Let's pick up some of these loose ones and we'll put them in. Okay, there we go. Now we kind of see. All right, let's try a little bit of this one. See what we get. Let me get my little scooper for our. Okay, that one is kind of our, that's kind of our hollow. Put some hollow in that one. Okay, let's try the one that has a little bit of the green in it. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that one a lot. Let's try some in the green and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that went almost like a neon green, didn't it? Let's try it in the pink. Yeah, that looks real pretty. Look how gold it went in this one. Wow. Okay, now let's try some of our other glitter. Okay, that's one. This one is our flakes that had a little bit more of the yellow in it. You kind of can't tell though, huh? Okay. This one has more of silver flakes. Oh, I like that. I think I'm gonna go with the silver flakes. So we're gonna wanna start with our biggest flake first. Let me zoom us out just a little bit. Okay, our biggest flake first. Here, I'll zoom us back in. Now I've got a little fuzz on here. Okay. So my biggest one's gonna be the kind of the silver glitter. And I'll go back over and tell you the names of what we used at the end here. And let's put it kind of opposite. So since I did a lot up in that corner over here, I'm gonna put more over here. And maybe some more over here on this back part. Let's go dip into our greeny kind of tint. Oh, that's pretty. I'm gonna definitely put it back here on the green because I liked how it came out on that green a lot too. You can just kind of press it down in there if you feel like it's getting a little bulky. I feel like we need a bigger flake in here. Let me grab, and since we didn't have a bigger flake in here that I just showed you, let me grab some out of, here we go. I'm gonna dip into my Blessings. So this is gonna come from Blessings. Let me show you which one I'm grabbing. It's kind of a a yellow. It's got a little bit of flash of green in it. I figured that would go really well, just to kind of draw out a little bit more bigger flecks of our glitter. Bigger flecks. Okay, let me get my, I think I'm gonna use my little bitty pointy brush here to grab some of this, because I kind of want just a little bit of bigger flakes, just like that. Let's put another one maybe right in here and maybe right there. Just kind of have it trailing off. Yeah, that's real pretty. I feel like we need something like right in here. So how about we do, what do I want to put over there? Maybe let's put some more of our silver. And we'll add a little bit more color. How about that? So let me lock, I'm gonna just wrap some of this stuff up so I don't start spilling it everywhere. I'm gonna back us up so you guys can kind of see. Okay, so we used our gold. I didn't use those ones. So let me set those over here to the side. I didn't use our hollow. But I did use our green, this one. And I did use our silver. Yeah, and I didn't use this one. All right. Let's go ahead and put just like a little tiny bit of these like purpley new glitters, just a little bit. And what I'll do is I'm just gonna kind of dip back into this one here, just to kind of get my little brush wet. I'll just come in here. I'll grab some more of the purple too. How about that? Okay, I'm gonna zoom us in too, so that way we can see. There we go. Now we can see better. Okay, I'm gonna dip in with my bigger, hang on. Dip in with my bigger little brush here, and we're just gonna kind of dot it. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's put some more of these at the tip. I think that would be real pretty. Maybe even a little bit more. I do like these a lot, actually. Look how fun that is. And I even want more at the tip here. I like how it really highlighted it purple. Okay. Oh, that's cool looking. I love that. Okay, now because I feel like we lost a little bit of our gold, I'm gonna come back in and just drizzle a little bit of that gold again, just a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of re-highlight this, pull off that little fuzz, bring this back through just a little bit. Maybe we'll put a little bit more right there. Okay, I think she's looking real good. Yeah, I like that. Isn't that pretty? Guys, what do you think so far? Are you loving her? You loving her? I do. Let me get my flashlight. I know I might have to actually wear this. Yeah, that's real pretty. I'm gonna cure her one more little time around, and then we're gonna put on a coat to magnify her, which we're gonna use our Build Pink. And then we'll get her shaped up. Shaped up. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my Build Pink again from YoungNails. We'll clean her up in the end, but for right now, she's gonna have a lot of glitter on her, on her skin. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my Build Pink straight down. Okay, and then I'm just gonna balance my hand and kind of go up here. We're gonna roll it out to the sides. Just kind of roll it back and forth. I'm sure I'll probably have to add more, but and I'm just kind of turning a little finger from side to side as I go from side to side. Let's get the tip real good. Okay, yeah, I need to add a little bit more. So I'm just gonna kind of add it right where the apex would be. And then I can come in and just kind of push everything around again. And I know I don't need my tip real thick, so let's just kind of take a look here. Gonna move this back where I need it. There's kind of like a little dip right in here. So I'm just gonna make sure it's nicely filled in. Okay, a little bit further back here. All right, now it's kind of wanting to run over here. Let me just pick up this little glob. Put it back where I know I usually need it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's nuke it. Do you see how it's starting to really magnify it? I'm so excited. Hey, Victoria. How are you? You having a good day? I'm doing good. I need to do my nails, my own nails, but for now, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, see, we still have a little bitty dip right in here. It's okay though, we'll fix it. Let's fix it real quick. Just gonna put a dollop. And I know it's like right in there, so I'm just gonna leave that right there and let's nuke it. Okay, and I'm actually going to take her off the stand. I'm gonna hold her in the lamp for 60 seconds because we're about to do our filing and shaping, and I just want her to be good and cured for that. So let me get this out the way. There we go. Okay, she's got 30 more seconds. I'm just gonna kind of clean up my space. Put this over here so we know what we've been using. Because I am gonna use those other ones. I wanna use those other glitters too in a minute and see what kind of a difference they make. So if you missed creating this nail, just stay tuned. We're gonna do a second one. You don't have to, but we're gonna do a second one. We're gonna do it a tiny bit different just so we can see what kind of difference it makes. Okay, she's good. All right, let's get her up there. Let me get the lamp out the way. Put my lid on my Build Pink, because I will create a mess otherwise. Okay. I'm gonna get my little palette back out here and just kind of wipe my brush off, because I got her a little dirty. I try to clean as I go along here. Okay, she's looking good so far. Let's get our little towelette and wipe her off. I'm just gonna use my swipe. We can get some of this glitter off of her finger too while we're at it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna file most of her with my e-file because I think it will be easiest. So I'm gonna switch my bits, put on a fresh bit, and I'm just using my little, my mini sandal, my mini sanding pen, and I'll use, let's see, I don't want a really harsh one, but here, we'll use an old, I've got an old little X-Cut that we can use. Okay, pull that one out, put this one in. Okay, I'm gonna start at 12,000 RPMs. What I'm gonna do first is look at her kind of from the side, make sure I've got enough. And actually I'm gonna put just a little bit more product right here, just to make sure we've got enough for that apex, which I'm sure we will, but I wanna make doubly sure. Now, if I were a person and I was just gonna add more, or if I was gonna, if I am a person, if I was gonna add more to a person and not just my little Sally hand, I would have actually put on some Protein Bond right under this. But since this is just Sally, and I was kind of having a minute where I was just thinking about evening this out, so I didn't think about it. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of push that down a little bit further. Let's nuke this again. We really just need to nuke it in that one spot. And then she'll get good and cured. Hey, Victoria. How about we do one more just to make sure? I don't want to start filing off gunk. Tacky stuff. And my goal too in doing both these nails is really, I'm gonna be trying to make sure I get the shape right. So if you're working on your shaping, you can definitely follow along with me because that's what I'm doing too. I'm trying to really make sure I'm getting my shapes really, really nice and that they match each other. That's something that I'm focused on. Okay. Let's go back to 12. Here we go. This is looking better. Okay. Push her here. All right, so I want to find my apex. That's what I want to do first, actually. So let's say it's like right in here, about that high, okay? So now let me go right on top, get back by our cuticle. And I want it to gradually lift up. So right now it's got a little bit too much of a lift. There we go. Now it's coming in. So just a gradual lift. And then from here, from our tip, we want it to go from downwards and just lifting up. The This needs to come a little bit further down. There we go. Let's look and see how we are. I'm gonna take it off the stand real quick. Okay, we're still a little too high in here. So let's come down. And I'm just riding right along that top. I wanna get the top line situated. And I'm gonna come down just a little bit more. I feel like it's coming up high. Just a little too high. Once we get this shape, this outline in here, kind of our horizon, let's call it. Once we get our horizon kind of built, then we won't need to touch the top of the nail anymore. Then we'll just be focused on taking our sides down. Okay, it's looking better. I feel like I just need to ride just right up here. Okay, let's get her cleaned up and take a look at her. See if we like what she looks like. Okay, I feel like she looks pretty good. She's nice and narrow. Now we just need to work on our sides and get her better shaped up. All right. So I'm gonna actually bounce down to 9 just so I can be careful. And let me come in anywhere that I feel like on the side she needs to be tinkered with. So I do feel like I need to bring that side in, which I think I got. Over here, I think this side's pretty good. We're actually even missing the tiniest bit of product right in there. That's okay though, I can feel it. I'm just not gonna touch it over there. Over here, I need to come in. I can come in a little bit more. Get this back area a little better. Okay, I'm looking down the barrel. Okay, before I go any further, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off again, and I wanna add a little bit more product right over here. I know it's a lot of kind of going back and forth, but I am still kind of, I don't wanna say, I'm not in the beginning of learning this, but I'm not advanced in any form, okay? So so we're gonna make mistakes, and we just need to know how to correct them whenever we make them or we come across them. So I just want to add a little bit more in here. Okay, I feel like we're pretty good with that. So let's get this locked down. Lock it down. She's looking good though. She's getting closer. Let me dust my hand off while we're waiting for her to cure. Okay, once this ends, this light goes off, we should be good. We should be enough on here to cure it. Okay. All right, let's roll. Let's roll with it. Let me fill it. Okay, we're good. We got enough up there now. Let's go back to 9. And I just want to come down this barrel again. I still feel like we're a little wide. I'm going to take her off of here again. Just a little wide right in here. Okay, then let's get just a little more even over here. I am gonna ride right on top right there. Okay, let's look from client profile. And I feel like it could come in the slightest bit right there, and we can go down a little bit in here. And in here. And I can actually go down a little bit more right here. Okay, I'm about to switch bits. I may actually just switch files. I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll go to our hand file. Because I think we're pretty good, guys. It's coming along. Okay, let's get this wiped up. Cleaned off. Just so we can see what we're doing. Okay, let me get I'm gonna get my file. It is, where's my lighter file here? Here, we'll use this one. It's our medium grit, but we can do the job. Okay, I want to, starting from over here, let me make sure I get my underneath nice and straight. Stick her on there just a wee bit better. It's just a tiny bit, needs to be straightened out right in here. And over here, just a hair. Okay. Then I want to come up and over here. And I want to come down the barrel and thin it out. Okay, let me look at my tip. Oops, she's wanting to come out of there. Okay, I need to come up on this side. So I'm just kind of coming and rolling it just a little bit. It's coming together though. I need to do the same over here. Let me just kind of give it a hold. I'm just gonna kind of hold her a little bit tighter, just so I can get in here on my shape. And right in here. And I can still thin it out pretty good on the tip. There we go, it's coming together. She's coming. Just gotta kind of keep at it sometimes. Okay, let's go around her cuticle area and just over the top. It helps to go, when you're at this point, to just kind of go over everything with a thinner or a lighter grit. It's just going to kind of refine everything. And you can keep going down in your grit, like, okay, she's wanting to come out of there. She might have had enough of me with my file. You can keep going down in your grit. You can go, to the point where you're on the buffer, where you've got a buffer, because that's a really thin, usually a thin or a fine grit. There we go. Let's look. Oh yeah, she's looking real good. Yeah, I like her. Okay, let's get her cleaned up again. And washed up. Wash her up nice. Okay, should we see how she looks with her top coat? You think we're at that point? I think she looks real good. Okay, let's get her top coat. Thank you so much, Sugar. She does look real good, I think. Yeah, she's a good shape. Yeah, I like her. She's nice and thin. Okay, let's get our top coat on. Are we all ready? I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. Let's see how pretty she comes out. Okay, we'll start at the back so she can kind of surprise us. Oh, she looks good so far. So far, so good. Oh, wow. Yeah, I like her a lot. Now I do wish she was on my nail. Shoot. Let's push her back in there just a tiny bit. Oh, she's gorgeous. Oh, I love that bounce house. I'm so glad we decided to go with that bounce house. Right, top coat, top coat. Thank you, Diana. She is pretty. Ooh, I love that gold in there too. Do you see that bounce house really popping with those purple little straight line glitters, however you want to say that? I'm glad I added those to the tip. Yeah, that gold really does. Okay, I'm gonna go one more round just to make sure she's nice and solid on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's nice. Okay, good, she's nice and cured. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna back up again a little bit more. Like this. Okay, so that's kind of what she would look like. We can kind of get an idea. Get my arm out the way. Oh yeah, she's pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more finger. It's gonna be very, very similar. So if you didn't get to see the last one, if you wanna stick around and see how this one goes, you can. Otherwise, if you need to go, I understand. You can always come back and watch later. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue on and do another nail, because I'm gonna do it a little bit different and see what kind of difference we can make. See what it does. So I'm just gonna kind of put this one, here, we'll put this one about just kind of down there. I'll put this one up here. All right, so again, let's start like we're gonna start from the beginning. Let me get a little bit of our sticky tape here. Move some stuff out the way. Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit more just so you can watch me do this. So I'm just going to take off a little bit of this tape. It holds up really well though, doesn't it, guys? I mean, it holds onto the fingernail pretty good. I still feel like I'm a little probably rougher on these little hands than what they would like. Okay, let's get our tape on here. Okay, I'm just gonna press this down, get my little tweezers, and we're gonna try to pull this back. You do love the palette. I know, I do too. It's very pretty, isn't it? It kind of reminds me of a little peacockish. A little bit. Okay, here this comes. All right, so we've got our little tape on there. I think this is a really good tool though for practice, because you can really see it really well, like what you're doing. I like that. Okay, where is my? Okay, let me get my little finger here. Let's put this on. I think I did her this way. Okay. Then I'm just gonna cut the excess off here. And we'll cut our sides down. Okay, let me shape her up just a little bit, tad bit better, so we can build her an extension. All right, get that out the way. All right, let me get my cleaning wipe here. Little towelette, we'll get a couple of them for us to use. Let's use some swipe and set her pH balance for working on her. And we're gonna use our protein bond. So we'll go right in with our protein bond. Oh, actually, I want to scuff up this surface, don't I? I do. We're gonna pretend she's an actual nail, I forgot. All right. So I'm just gonna go around the cuticle area. And then go across that nail. You can get in your little sides a little bit better if you want. And then anywhere that looks like it hasn't been scuffed up a little bit or the shine taken away, you'll just want to go over that. Okay. Now let's get our wipe down and get our protein bond on. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna grab our colors again. And this time I'm just gonna kind of go, we're gonna add a little bit more, some little bit other colors, just kind of to play around. Okay, let me get my palette. We're gonna do this pink color again. I wanna do, let me zoom in here again a little bit better for you guys. Okay, so that pink, we wanna do a purple. And these are cat eyes as well. But I'm just kind of working with them as if they were like jellies instead. Our green. But they're real pretty cat eyes. I love them. And we've still got a little bit of gold on our plate, so I'm good with that. I think this time I might do a little bit of a milky in here. So this one is Dreaming of Iceland. gonna add a little bit on here to the side. And we may do a little bit too of this one, which is Cosmic Sparkle. So it looks kind of like that. Also by Madam Glam. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love that. It's one of my favorites. One of my very favorites. Okay, let me get my little bitty brush. Get that kind of ready for when we want to add that. Okay, let's add our extension. Let's get back over here. I'm gonna lift this kind of, there we go. That's a good angle, I think. Maybe a little bit further down so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. Just grabbing my extension form. Let's kiss these up. On my last one, it kind of gave me a little bit of a hard time. It didn't really want to hang on real well, but hopefully this one will go better. Let's see if that's straight. I feel like, let me see. Why do I feel like for some reason that she's not very straight? Hang on. Okay, I kissed those up just right. Let me see how this feels in here. Okay. She's coming right down the middle. Yeah, she looks good. Okay. I feel like that's a little bit better. Okay, let's get our extension, which is, I'm just using Build Pink. So Build Pink and the Clear Build by YoungNails, they're the same price. They work the same. I just usually buy just the Build Pink because I use that a lot. And I feel like the clear is very similar anyway. So that's what I do. You can certainly buy them both or however you want to do it. I just, I hear the kitty crying. Oh, he's going to be throwing a fit now. Okay, let me kind of go on my sides. Let's pair this up. There we go. Bring it down. Okay, let me wipe my brush off so we can get it a little tighter. Oh, it is wanting to kind of slip off of here. I'm gonna put some of this right back up on top. Make sure my sides are connected. Okay. Now from the corner, about to where I want to end. And from the corner, about where I want to end. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and get this nailed down here. Get it to stay. Put our light on it. Now, I always put a little bit of gel up here on top. You don't have to do that. I like to know that it's not gonna come off while I work. Yes, Build Pink has a very faint tint of pink, so it magnifies everything. Yeah, it makes it look really, really nice. And so since I use that all the time, so I just I noticed that so many times I would still have Build Pink, but I would be out of my regular build, my clear build. So I just started using my clear build for underneath, my Build Pink for underneath as well, because I usually just always had it. And it kind of works the same way, and it's the same price. So I figure, well, that's kind of one less that I have to worry about getting something different. Okay, we're gonna get out our build, or our base. Okay, I'm just gonna get a little bit of base and we'll put it on here. I'm just gonna bring it all the way down my nail. Make sure this part back here is thin. Okay. Now let's get that cured. Make sure I don't nuke my colors underneath here. Let's go one more round with our light. That should be 30 seconds, and I think that should be enough for us to work. Let me turn it to the side and see. We still have a little bit of a dip here, so I'll fix that before we go any further. It just kind of, I guess it's just gonna kind of do it on this, on these little hands here, just the way that the nail is. That's okay though. It does it sometimes on our nails too, so. I just kind of need it right in here. Make sure I've got it kind of coming down on the side. And let's pull this down. Okay, looks good. Are you guys doing anything tonight or just kind of, what is it? It's not hump day. We're at least one more day beyond hump day. I'm not doing anything for the rest of the week. I've just kind of got stuff I have to do. And then this weekend we're celebrating, we're having kind of a late birthday party for me. So my birthday was on the 14th, which was Monday, I believe. And then we're gonna have a little party on Sunday, this Sunday. It's somebody else's birthday, so we're gonna, you're hanging out with me, right? Yeah, I was gonna do this tonight and then hopefully just get a good night's sleep because I haven't been sleeping too good lately. Oh, you're gonna be going to work soon. Wow, 12 hours this weekend. Thank you. Yeah, I can't believe another birthday. All right, there we go. Okay, now let's get into our colors. Okay, I'm just gonna use my same brush. And let's dip into our purple this time. And again, we're just gonna kind of make that S. So there's our little S. Let's go in with our green. Let's put some green back here. And then we'll go in with our pink right up in here. Let's do a little bit more pink right here. Okay, I'm gonna kind of cure this one. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It's been a good week. I cannot complain. And I got one of my favorite things. So I don't buy a lot of things for myself, of course, especially not when you're so into nails and stuff. I mean, you buy nail stuff, but you know, that's kind of job related too. But I got some different, I love like the little perfume samples. And I got some different perfume samples, so I'm so excited. I love trying new perfumes. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna take this off. Hopefully we've got enough on here. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, we do, we're good. We're good. Is she leaning a little bit? She's kind of leaning. We'll shape her though, right? We'll get her shaped right. Okay, let me go ahead and add that little bit of gold. Just like we did last time. But we'll put it in different spots. How about that? So let's kind of put it. Oh, I see. She's coming out from back here. Get in there, girl. Let me fix her a little bit better, guys. There. Okay, let's add some more gold. Put some right back here. And we'll make it kind of curve. I'm running out of gold. Now I've got a little glob up here. Get that glob off. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me cure this on here. Every year you get older makes you older. I know it. Thank you, Diana. They are coming out real pretty, aren't they? This one's gonna be a little bit more milky. I do wanna add a little bit of this kind of on the tip part. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? I like that a lot. It's just very different. I think I want a little bit more of that towards the back too. Okay, let's put some of that back here. Just like that. So we got a little bit on the front and a little bit on the back. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That added kind of a lot, didn't it? It did a lot here. Okay, let's nuke this. I should just put this actually in the big nuker. Hang on, let me put that in there while we're waiting. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm working with my left hand, so it's probably gonna get a little crazy. I know, I hear you yelling at me back there. I hear you throwing a fit. Yeah, I hear you. He talks a whole lot. It is a pretty color combination, isn't it? I like it a lot. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a peacockish because it's got a lot of that purple and that green in there. Can you imagine though if it had a little bit of midnight blue? Oh, that'd be pretty. Okay, I think she's pretty good. Let's put a little bit of midnight blue now that we said that. Okay, maybe not midnight blue, but how about we just put like the, do I need a darker blue than that? Let me see. Oh, that's a darker one. I'm just gonna add kind of a little bit. Let's do this one. I'm gonna get my really thin brush. Whoop. Okay, I just got like the tiniest bit on here. And I'm just gonna drizzle, let me see. That's a little bit too much though. We'll see what it looks like with just a little bit of this. How about we go like that? We'll give it a try. Why not? See what it does. Okay. Well, if we can actually just leave that on there while we're adding our glitter, because that's the next part. Okay, I don't want to use the glitters I've already used. So let me get those out of the way. How about we'll use a little bit of our star sand. And we're gonna use a little bit of our diamond dust. Okay, these are all different glitters than what we used last time. And we're gonna use a little bit of our, what is this one? Piece. Let's put our piece up here. I'm gonna back us up just the tiniest bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's kind of play around here. Let's dip into, we wanna do our biggest pieces first. So let's get in here. Okay, I think that's probably a good amount of those, because those are gonna be nice and round and kind of big, a little big. Not normally what I would use for this, but I like though kind of being forced to make do with what you have, right? Okay, let's do just the tiniest bit. Want a little bit right in there, okay. Let's see what we look like. I feel like we need a little bit of this right in there. And then, now we can put our flakies. Let me make sure she's got some sticking. Okay, yeah, she's still got some stickiness on her. Those are just gonna kind of go all over. But I do want a little bit more towards the tip. Okay. All right, let's get her nuked real quick. And then we'll get her shaped up. I know it goes kind of blurry, doesn't it? Like when there's so much glitter involved. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, let me close this up before I start spilling stuff. Okay, I'm gonna get her off the stand just so we can see what we're doing over here first. Because I feel like she may be a distraction. Okay, I'm gonna wipe my brush off while we're waiting. And actually, I can't do it with my left hand. It's not working for me. Okay, I'll get it in a second. Okay, put her up there. There we go. Okay, so she should be pretty much nuked and ready to roll. Let me dust some of this off. I'm gonna get my clippers and we're gonna shape her up a little bit better. Let's see, what did I do with my clipper? There they are. I'm not really good at working in a really nice, cleaned up space. When I get to doing stuff like this, I make a complete mess. It gets crazy over here. Okay, I feel like that's good enough. I don't want to start causing too much of a problem for our hand here. Okay, get her in there better. I forgot she kind of slipped out on us. Okay, let me get my file. Let's try to file her up just a little bit better. Now, since she kind of came out when I was working, she's gonna be a little wonky. Because see over here, she doesn't go all the way to the side. So it's gonna be a little strange. So I think what I'll do this time, because I'm still trying to kind of figure out exactly how to work best with the tools I have, I'm just going to not try to match this up exactly, but we'll try to get it close. Okay. I'm just trying to kind of get a shape to start working with. Just a little bit. You know, I set my phone to do not disturb, but I just got a phone call that came in. Hopefully it doesn't mess up our video. Because unfortunately, sometimes it messes up the live, I've noticed. I'm not very good, though, at setting my phone on do not disturb, evidently. I think that's going to be good to work with for now. All right. Ooh, she's already really pretty. You know what we forgot, though? Because we weren't going to use this gold this time around, we do need another flake. So let me put this back in my little blessings. And how about we add, let me see, which one do I want to add? Oh, we could add this one. Let's do this one instead. Oh, wait. Let's do this one instead since we're kind of focusing more on that blue. We put some of that dark blue in there. Let's use this blue. Again, this is from your blessings at Gemini Cosmetics, and I'll put MJ's link in my description so that way you guys can get a discount code and get the information on how to get over there. Let me see if I've got, okay, I don't have any sticky places either left on the nails. So let me just kind of gently clean this up. Ooh, she's pretty, guys. She's gonna be pretty. She's going to be beautiful. Okay, let me put, I was gonna put a little bit of that, the white. Remember I was gonna add a little bit of that milky? So let's add a little bit of our milky and then we'll use our flakes. So let's put, we'll just kind of milk out some of this purple. And since we do, so I like to kind of work like opposite. So if I put, like, let's say a milky here, then I want to go over here across from it and put a milky. And then let's say if we put a little bit of milky here. Oh, I may have to get onto that loud dog. So I'm going to kind of put it across. So there's some here, so let's put some back here. Let me see if I want to add any more milkiness. How about let's do a little bit more milky right on top of that dark blue. Okay, that'll give us a good idea for what this looks like with the milkiness. Okay, now let's get some of these. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let's get some more. And maybe a little bit more to go down here. And you know what? I'm gonna add a little bit more of that gold right on top. I think that will look good. Right on top of this one. Or around, kind of going around it. Let's get some more milky. More of this gold. I need some more gold on my on my brush. And I'll also have the link to Madam Glam if you guys like any of these colors that I'm using. And this gold and stuff like that, you'll be able to find it on madamglam.com. And I've got a discount code over there that you can use to save yourself some money. I actually get 40% off, so it's a really good discount. Sometimes they'll be having sales that are even more than that. So they've got, I love getting my colors and stuff from them. And you can do a lot of painting with them. They're really nicely pigmented. Very, very affordable. So I like that. Okay, let's get this in the nuker. We're about to be at the point where we can put our magnification top on here and take a look at it. Okay, let me put my blessings in my little bag so I don't get them twisted or put in the wrong thing and then I don't know what to tell you what I've got going on. Okay, there we go. I am gonna kind of miss that bounce house though. In the last one, I loved the bounce house. That was super pretty. I didn't know that that was gonna be that pretty. Of course, all glitter is pretty, but sometimes you find some that are really gems. Okay, let's get some more of our build pink. I'm gonna scoot, there we go. Oh no. Okay, it started to come out on me. I was scooting my little bar down on my build pink and it started to pour out. Okay, I've got a little bit more still that wants to drip. It's like a big bubble kind of. All right, we'll pop our bubble. There we go. Let me lift this back up here so we can get started. Oh, it's so pretty. Already. Okay, let's come over here. Make sure we've got it coming down on this side. Okay, let me look and see from the side if I've got enough. I feel like I want to add a little bit more. Yeah, it's still coming out of my tube. I must have pushed the thing down too far. Okay, let me just roll this off right in the center. Close that up so it doesn't keep leaking out. Okay. Now, it kind of made a little bit of a mess because it's running. So I'm just going to kind of go back up here and put it where I need it. So let me lift this up and lift this up. Get that back up there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay. Whoop, no, it's running. It's running. When it starts doing this, you know you need to hurry up, get it where you need it, and cure it. Okay, let's cure it. Let's stop messing with it. I'm gonna stick it in the big nuker. Actually, I'm gonna hold it down for a second, just to kind of let it try to pull back up to the top. Okay, I can see where it is too. Uh-oh. Okay. secure. There we go. Are you guys enjoying this still, or are you getting tired? I probably do need more grit in my file. You're probably right. Probably so. I try to, like, whenever I'm working on my little, I'm not gonna lie, whenever I'm working on my, like, these little fake fingers and hands and stuff, I always use, like, my leftover files. I rarely will grab a brand new file. I'll usually just use, like, the files that were left over from the last time I did my nails, or one of my clients that didn't want her file, you know, things like that. I'll use those because they're still good. It's just Sally's hand, and that's what I do for kind of to save, you know, it's kind of to save on money and not have to be buying new files all the time any more than what I already do. So yes, and I do use usually my bits. A lot of the bits that I have, I'll use, they're the bits that are either like they're ready to be replaced, but I'll just use those on Sally. Okay. It's no big deal. All right, let's get our swipe. I'm just gonna kind of wipe this up. I think we can, I'm trying to decide if I want a little bit more in there for an apex. Let's see. Maybe just like the tiniest bit. Let me just kind of clean that up a little bit. All right, now usually I would put protein bond on where I'm gonna add my apex. So let's just put a little bit in here. And I'm just putting my apex right on top because we've got enough everywhere else. It kind of ran though. You saw when I was putting it on, it was running. She was wanting to go away. Okay, where's my brush? Get my little brush here. And I just need that apex area, so let me just put it right in there and I'll just brush it down. Okay, that'll be perfect. Perfect. I'll have to look up again and see how you do the, or if anybody knows, you'll have to let me know in the comments. How do you do the do not disturb on your phone? I gotta figure that out. I watched like 2 videos actually on YouTube. I thought I had it figured out and I thought I set it up on my phone, but I didn't evidently, or it didn't work. I was really hoping though to figure that out because I hate it whenever I'm doing a video and something like that happens, like somebody calls or a notification pops up and then it like completely messes up my video to where I don't have any control over anything on my screen again. Okay. All right, guys, I'm just kind of trying to clean up here a little bit as I'm going to. Okay, let's get our e-file. Let's do this first. I'm gonna put it on 12. And I wanna kind of fix my shape a little bit because look how it got really crazy. Okay, I'm gonna actually hold this down so I can take a good look at it. We're definitely gonna have to thin it out. Okay, I can see that I need to get under here. Just lift this up a little bit more. Okay, let's turn it this way. We definitely need, you see that? That's pretty, it's where that product ran. Got crazy. Okay, now let's fix this. let's fix this a little bit better. I'm gonna turn it this way, just so I can see a little bit better too. Yeah, I feel like that gel really got out of shape. Okay, let's put in our horizon, we're gonna call it, our apex, right? So let me turn her to the side. Oh, look, it's nicely up there, all ready for us. Let's figure out how high we want it. So let's say for now, we're gonna put it there. I'm gonna go around the back. Okay, I definitely don't want it that peaky, right? It's definitely got a big peak up there. Okay, let's bring that down. So I'm working here, let's see, zone 1. That's kind of still a little bit of zone 1. Zone 2. I'm gonna hold it like this for you guys. Then I'm gonna come down here. Let's do 3. Still zone 3. And come up to 2. Okay. I think so far she's got a nice horizon going in there, right? Okay. Now we got a lot to take off over here. Okay, let's go ahead and take off the bulkiest part. This right in here. I'm gonna go ahead and come. I've got a lot here, so I've got a lot to take off. Okay, let's get up around here. Okay, it's getting there. I'm gonna read what you guys are saying. Hey, Bellas. Hey, Trisha. Okay, let's get over in here. We're still up pretty high over here. And still over here. Okay, let me get this underneath again. And over here again. Make sure this is even. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to my hand file. Where are you, hand file? Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna dust it off too so that way you guys can see where we are. Here we go. I should have got my little duster out. I don't know why I forget it sometimes. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. Okay. Okay, let's start with getting our shape on the outside again, just a little bit more refined. Let's turn her this way. Yeah, you can tell. Look at that. Yeah, we need to work on her. Get her in here. Good. Okay, I need to get this part over here. Right in here. She wants to kind of slip out of my hand here. Okay, let's look again. Okay, she's coming, she's coming. There we go. Get her on there. Okay, now I'm gonna come up and over. We're gonna thin out the tip. Okay, let's go this side. And then I need to come still on this side more. Let's look at her again. Okay. So we just need a little bit up here. And towards the back, not much though. Okay, I want to get in here. See if I can hold her a little bit better. I feel like I'm holding her so tight. Okay, let me hold her a little bit better for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna come right down that barrel and thin her out. We still need a little bit more thinned out right here. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch to, well, no, I can do this from here. I was gonna switch files, but I think I'll be all right. I'm just gonna focus a little bit more on thinning this out. Okay, lifting this up. And again, let's lift this up a little bit better. And I'm gonna thin this out a little bit better. Okay, I feel like she's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Is she looking pretty good? I think she's pretty good. Okay, let me get her cleaned up and then we'll get her top coated. I thank you guys so much for spending your evening with me. I really appreciate it. It's good to see everybody over here. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay, get her up there. Let's get our little swipe again, just to kind of get all the dust out of the way. Okay, We're gonna choose too in the end. We're gonna pick which one we like better, okay? The first nail I did or the second one, because they're both so different. But I can't wait though to see what you guys think. All right, let's get our top coat on. So it's top coat time. Let's lock it down. I appreciate you. I know you guys could be anywhere, so I'm glad that you like to watch things like this like I do and see how things come out. Okay, let's get this on. See how it comes out. Oh, look at that blue. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm really liking that dark blue. Now that I see it in there, I'm like, oh wow. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to pick though between the two. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more top coat on. I feel like there's different parts already that there's things that I like about each one. But this is why it's really good to practice, because you can really see, you know, what different things do with the colors that you're choosing. And then before you do yourself, you can kind of tweak the formula, right? Okay, let me put the first one up here because we're about to pick. That's number 1, okay? I like her though too. See, she's like really pretty. I love the gold in her especially. Thank you, Nikki. Victoria Wright. So pretty. Thank you, Diana. I'll show you too at the very end everything I use, so that way if there's anything that you guys want to get, you can go get it. I don't have I don't get any kind of commission on anything, so I just want to be sure and show you guys, because if you're anything like me, you want to get certain things that you've been eyeballing. Okay, here we go. Okay, number 1 or number 2? I'm gonna put my hand back behind so it kind of focuses a little bit better. Oh, they're both so different, right? Oh gosh, well, turn her the right way. There we go. What do you think? 1 or 2? 2? I know that blue really pops, doesn't it? That blue really stands out in that one. Zoom in a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna put my skin back behind it so it, oh, those are pretty. Oh, out. I like them both for different reasons. Isn't that crazy? Like, I really love the gold in this one, but I love that blessings that we put in this one. I feel like the blessings really stands out in this one, and the dark blue that we added, I think really gives it a punch. 2 also. I know, I think 2. Now, if you didn't want to stand out so much, I suppose you could go for 1, right? Yeah, that's pretty. I know my skin is so red back behind it. There we go. Is it focusing a little better? Oh, those are pretty. And we did somewhat similar on our shaping, right? I've got it a little bit more bulky on this one. But like I said, I was going to try in the beginning and then I decided not to. But yeah, those are pretty. Okay, 2 is my winner. But any day I would also do number 1. Okay, all right, guys, let me show you the products one more time, just so that way you know what I've been using. And then I'll get out of your hair here, let you get back to your evening. Okay, so I've got Madam Glam. These are cat eyes, but I didn't cat eye them. But I've got Serene Sky and Sweet Peony, and Cherished Rose. Those are those three. And you can get them from madamglam.com. To get 40% off, you just use, I have a code. It's all capital letters, TOSHA40. That'll save you 40% off at checkout. And then I also used, for my Milky, I used Dreaming of Iceland. This is a great Milky, by the way. It's one of my absolute favorites. This one is usually the one I grab every time. Then if you liked this one, this was the Cosmic Sparkle, which is really pretty. I loved that. Let me see if you can see it in the, yeah, I can still see it. It's back towards the back here, and then we put it up on the front. It's got like a little bit of light pink purple flashes in it. So that's that one. And then I used all of, oh wait, my dark blue. My dark blue was Magic Night by Madam Glam. And then I used the gold, which is 24 karat. It's called 24 karat. 24K, I should say. Then the glitters I used were all from YoungNails this time, except for our blessings. Our blessings were from Gemini Cosmetics. So GeminiCosmetics.com. You can use MJay's, her little coupon code, which is MJay 15. That'll save you 15% off at Gemini. And then YoungNails should be coming out not too long. Well, we're gonna have their, they're gonna have their Black Friday sale. So that'll be coming up. And I just kind of got colors that I've heard mentioned all the time. I kind of feel like there's some staples. So I got Star Sand. And I got Bounce House. This one might be my favorite so far. Then I got Peace. That's pretty. And I love this green in here. This one is Inside Voice. And this one, which is, what is it? Wedding Rumors. So those are ones I just kind of had heard, you know, I've heard them a dozen times. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna grab some staples because they had that, you know, 4th of July sale. So I went ahead and grabbed those. Oh wait, I have one more, this one. And this one is Diamond Dust. Okay. And of course, their sale is already over, so I would wait for the next sale, which I think is going to be, I think that should be the Black Friday sale. So save your money. All right, oh, and we used our protein bond. There we go. And our swipe, of course. Yeah, it's so nice. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you get back to your day. Oh, and our Build Pink we used. I'm gonna let you get back to your day. Thank you for joining me today and helping me while I worked on these. And I will see you very soon. I should be checking you too over at MJay's, over at Vibe Nail Lounge pretty soon. All right, and I will see you later. All right, thank you for your support. Thank you for hitting the like button and for being subscribers. And I will see you very soon. All right, bye-bye.